Three Men and a Baby comparison. Here are some viewpoints that I picked out that I found that was similar in the both original and the remake of the film Three Men and a Baby. Here I have two images. The one on the left is the American film. The one on the right is the French film for Three Men and a Baby. In both films, they both feature a trio of bachelors whose lives get rocked by the sudden arrival of a baby. The remake of the film imitates the originals faithfully in that it incorporates additional episodes meant to meet the viewer's cinematic expectations. Although the original film picked up very slowly, the American film more so jumped into their plot a little quicker than the original film, but they still made sure that no matter what the story's plot, still connected between both films. Being committed in love to family values are expressed heavily in both films. Both sets of protagonists are allowed to grow emotionally. These men were able to connect themselves mentally, physically, and emotionally to a baby that arrived on their doorstep, and they all had to come together to sit up here and try to make these things work. In the French film, the selection of elements for the mise-en-scene is dictated by the dramatic needs of the action. As far as the characters, the names are different but similar to the original. Here I have a few names that were in the film that are similar to the characters. For instance, everybody knew that Pierre was Peter. Each name had their own little letter to dignify who they really are. The characters' plot was not specifically the same, but both films gave notion that the characters did uphold a certain position. Example, in the original film, one of the characters was a flight attendant, and in the American film, the same character was gone for long periods of time and disappeared and sometimes wouldn't come into certain scenes. And you wonder why he wasn't there. But if you watch the original film, him being a flight attendant gave way to understand why in the American film he had disappeared so much. Although his job was not discussed in this film, we still could understand why and put two and two together and connect to the original film. Both films focus on the attention of the film critics of both nationalities on the phenomenon. The French did their French film original for Three Men and a Baby in the way that they show affection and love and how to take care of a baby. As far as Americans, they use different gestures and words and phrases that they also use in the original film to dictate whether or not, people knew how to take care of the baby or how to basically, how Americans do things and how French do things and how it's portrayed in the film, but also it's similar in some sort. In both films, it reflects upon a significant textual change in the dominant ideology of American feminism and has emphasized equality rather more than difference. In this film, the men really get in touch with their feminine side. And although women are the caretakers of babies and children overall, it doesn't mean that men can't do it as well. There's a lot of single fathers out in our society, and this film basically portrays that although they are men, they can still build homes and handle stuff in the house and hard work that women can't do, but men also can show love and affection for a child and do as much as they can. It's not rocket science to them. Although it's hard because they're trying to be so careful with babies, they also can, put themselves in a position where they have to think and understand and care and love. And this really portrays in this film for the feminism that females aren't always the caretakers are of babies. Overall, both films portray a sense of gender equality, culture, and love. Both films give, way, as I just repeated myself, give way into gender equality. It means anything a man can do, a female can do. Anything a female can do, a man can do. It goes hand in hand. They just do it differently. And it's more so females are more passionate about it and more careful about it. And it just comes as an instinct where males have to learn these things for them to get used to it and become an instinct for it. But this film was a really good film. It was very comical and it showed way to both American and French films, and I liked how they still incorporated people to show the appearance of the characters still look the same, although, we know that they are different in the remake, we know which character is who and how they talk to one another, and certain ways you can just connect to the original film if you have seen the original. As far as culture goes, as I stated earlier, the French film did everything in the French way, how they take care of babies, how they see things, how they talk about things. In the American film, they show how they talk about and do things as well, as far as the baby and how to love and care. Overall, love was seen heavy in both films because it was just the top emotion of both films. Now, Ryan, my group member, is going to discuss the differences of the film and how people view these films between the French and American film of Three Men and a Baby. Thank you.